Hey friends, a lot of you ask me what my equipment is that I use for my videos or live streams. So in this video, I'm going to show you. I've got a couple angles. I have a mixer, a video unit here, and then there's an iPad. There's my looper. So I'm going to talk about all those things. What are they? And what do I use? And then in another video, we'll go into more detail. So first of all, I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear what you're hearing right now. So it's important to monitor. And these, by the way, these headphones, and I'm not getting paid for this, these are the Biodynamic, and these are DT, like David Tom 700 Pro X. And I love these things. They're super comfortable. They have a lot of isolation. So, you know, I don't get a lot of bleed from what I'm playing live, but I can hear really well, and you can use these for mixing, and they're just super comfortable. So I highly recommend them. Not super expensive, but they're not cheap. It's an investment, but I think it's worth it. All right, let's move on. So the main question is, what do I use for the looper? So let's go down here to the looper first. This is the Boss RC505, and this is the MK2 version. It says right here, it's kind of hard to see, but RC505 MK2 loop station is what they call it, and it's a 5-channel looper. I've got some stuff in here right now that I looped earlier, and I can start and stop loops. Like that. All right. So let me pop up here for a second so I can talk at you. So what happens here is that I take audio from the mixer, and I'll show you how I do that in a second. But basically, well, in the other video, I'm going to talk through all of that, like routing the audio. But basically, my mics, which are right up here, I've got 2 mics that I use mainly as overheads. And right now I'm using this mic, which is a shotgun mic. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like that. It's long, and this is a Sennheiser shotgun, super sensitive. So this mic is what I normally use when I'm talking, and shotguns are good because they're directional. It's just over my head, aimed right down. It's pretty close. It's only, you know, about a foot away. And then for the instruments, and I'll show you the difference in sound of these in a second. For most of my instrument, when I want to record audio to have the audio sound good, I use this mic. This is an Audio-Technica 4030, and I've had this a long time, maybe 20 years. It's just mounted here a little farther away, and I'm going to switch over right now so you can hear the difference. So the talking mic, pretty bright. It's mainly geared towards voice. Now we're switched over to this mic. And let me just I'm just going to grab a shaker so you can hear the difference. So here's a shaker going into the, what I call the instrument mic. All right, so that's the sound. Now I'm going to switch over to the talking mic. It still sounds okay, but it's, you know, it's brighter. It doesn't have as much warmth and depth. So that's basically why I switch mics. But sometimes I do a combination of mics when I'm recording. The other things that you'll see up here are the I have one overhead camera, which of course is this camera, is this shot. And then I have a camera over here just off screen, and that camera is this shot over there, so it's that way. And then I have this shot, which is the wide, and this shot, which is the close-up. So I have 2 cameras in front of me, one's for wide, one's for close-up. And then the other things I have in my studio, I have a couple lights. I've got a light on this camera. I've got a kind of a box, light box over here. You can see it's kind of bright over there. And then I have one over here so I can get light. So I'm, you know, I don't have a hard shadow, but I keep this one brighter just for the look. And then I've got this acoustic foam back here for sound deadening, just to keep, you know, the sound more controlled. And that's it. So let's get back to the gear. You can see in this shot, I've got the the looper down here. I just connected this iPad, so I'll show you that. I've got a QSC TouchMix 8 over here, and this is what I use for, you know, input, output. And then from the TouchMix, it goes over to a Blackmagic Design A10 Mini Pro ISO. Wow, that's a lot. But basically what this unit does is it takes all of my cameras, which are coming in up here, HDMI, and then it takes the audio, which comes in here, on a mini plug from the mixer, and it combines all of that together so that you get this finished product, right? Which is the finished video. So it mixes all the video and audio together. And then it goes out to, let me show you, can I show you in this shot? No, let me get this shot. So I record onto this. So this is being recorded onto this right now. This is a, like a flash drive, solid state. I think it's a 2 gig, something like that. 2 terabytes, sorry. A 2 terabyte drive, or 4, I don't know, I can't remember. But it's a little drive and it just plugs into the USB-C plug. And then if I'm live streaming, I use this plug, and this goes to my computer. So obviously I'm not live streaming right now, but when I live stream, I switch that out. I switch the hard drive. It goes to my computer. I'll talk about that in another video as well. So that's all the gear that I have in my studio. I do have a couple other mics. I got one mic down here, you know, into the mixer that I can use for, sometimes I use it for bass, to add some bass. So that's over here. And then I can add, or I can turn on the overhead mic. And I'll turn on both. And now bass off. It's kind of similar. Yeah, I think that's it. So Boss, so I want to say Roland because Boss is a sub-brand of Roland, but a Boss RC 505 MK2 loop station, the QSC TouchMix 8 mixer, A10 Mini Pro ISO by Blackmagic, and then an iPad that I just added for remote control to the mixer. All right. So in the next video, you can click the link below. Click. Did I say clink? You can click the link below and then see how I'll talk about how I route everything. In other words, you know, how do you connect everything? How do you send the audio around it? Because that does matter. So I'll talk about that in that video, and that's for patrons at the courses tier or higher. So make sure you're at the courses tier or higher to see that one. All right. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you soon.